Well, hi everyone, welcome back to my channel where we break down complex in physics and engineering topics into simple, easy to understand explanations. And today we're talking about a key concept in capacitance, the epsilon zero, also known as epsilon naught or vacuum permittivity. So let's dive in. Now let's see what is the definition and pronunciation. First, what is the epsilon zero? This symbol represents the permittivity of free space, which is a fundamental constant in physics. It is pronounced as epsilon naught or epsilon zero, whichever you prefer. So this constant helps us to understand how electric fields behave in a vacuum and is widely used in equations for capacitors. So Coulomb's law and Maxwell's equations. The value of epsilon zero is approximately the epsilon zero is equals to 8.854 times 10 to the power of negative 12 F over M farads per meter. So this means that it qualifies the ability of free space allow the formation of electric fields between charges. So in the application in capacitance, now let's see how epsilon zero works in the formula for the capacitance of parallel plate capacitor. So the formula is capacitance equals epsilon zero area over distance. So here's the simple symbols and the meaning. So C is the capacitance measured in farads. A is the area of one plate measured in square meters. D is the distance between the plates measured in meters. And epsilon zero is our key constant or epsilon naught. So these formulas tells us that the capacitance is directly proportional to the plate area and inversely proportional to the distance between the plates. So, but the constant epsilon zero acts like a scaling factor. It determines how much capacitance the setup can have in free space. So, think of epsilon zero as a property of space itself. Imagine you're trying to stretch a rubber sheet. It is easier in some materials than others. Well, similarly, the epsilon zero describes how easily an electric field can stretch or form in a vacuum between the plates. So, in the real-world application example, for example, if we have a capacitor with a plate of 2 centimeters squared, a separation of 2 mm, and a charge of 4P capacitance, well, we can calculate the voltage using the formula of V equals Q over capacitance, where the C equals epsilon zero or area over D. By plugging in the values, we calculate the voltage to be approximately 4.52 voltage. So to wrap it up, the epsilon zero is a critical constant in understanding the capacitance in electric fields. Next time you see this symbol, So to wrap it up, the epsilon zero is a critical constant in understanding the capacitance in electric fields. So the next time you see this symbol, just remember it's what allows electric fields to form. It determines the relationship between charge, voltage, and capacitance. So now we're going to solve the problem that is given. So for the problem 1, the voltage of a battery connected to a parallel plate capacitor for the given here is the plate area of A is equals to 2.0 centimeters squared equals 2.0 times 10 to the power of negative 4 m squared. For the plate separation or the D is equal to 2 mm equals 2.0 times 10 to the power of negative 3 m. And for the charge stored, or Q, is equal to 4.P capacitor equals to 4.0 times to the power of negative 12 capacitance. So now, let's begin to solve this problem. So now, here are the formula for the problem 1. The voltage of a battery connected to a parallel plate capacitor. So, for the voltage across the parallel plate capacitor is given by the voltage equals to charge stored, or Q, over capacitance, or C. And for the C, the capacitance is given by C equals to epsilon 0 A over D, or area over distance. And here for the epsilon 0 is equal to 8.854 times 10 to the power of 12 F over M. So this is the permittivity of the free space. So now let's begin for the solution. So to solve the problem number 1, we need to calculate the capacitance. So capacitance equals epsilon 0 A over D equals to 8.854 times 10 to the power of negative 12 times 2.0 times 10 to the power of negative 4 equals 2.0 times 10 to the power of negative 3. So the total equation here is C equals 8.854 times 10 to the power of negative 12 times 0.1 is equals to 8.854 times 10 to the power of negative 13 farad. And now to calculate the voltage, so we need to follow the formula, which is the V equals Q over C. So equals to 4.0 times 10 to the power of negative 12 over 8.854 times 10 to the power of negative 13 is equal to 4.52 voltage. So this are the total on each capacitance and the voltage. So for the problem 2, we have a solenoid calculations. So the given here is the inductance is L equals to 0.285 mH is equals to 0.285 times 10 to the power of negative 3H. And for the length of the solenoid, or L, is equal to 36 cm, or centimeter is equal to 0.36 m, or meters. So for the cross-sectional area, or A, is equal to 6 times 10 to the power of negative 4 m squared. And for the EMF is equal to negative 12.5 mV is equal to negative 12.5 times 10 to the power of negative 3 V. Problem 2 for the solenoid calculations. The formula here is the number of turns of N of solenoid is inductance equal to mu 0 M squared area over L, or length of solenoid. So for arranging for N, or N equals to square root of inductance times length of solenoid over mu 0 times area, or A. So the rate of change of the current, or dI over dt, is EMF is equals to negative L inductance dI over dt. So in rearranging this section, the rate of the change, we need to change the dI over dt is equal to negative EMF over inductance. In rearranging the current change, the dI over dt is equals to negative EMF over inductance, or L. In order to find the problem number 2 of the solenoid calculations, we need to find the N by substituting the values. So N equals to the square root of inductance times length of solenoid over mu 0 times area is equals to The total of the inductance is 0.285 times 10 to the power of negative 3, and the total of the length is 0.36 over the total of mu 0 is 4 pi times 10 to the power of negative 7, and the area is 6 times 10 to the power of negative 4. So the square root of 0.285 times 10 to the power of negative 3 times 0.36 over 4 pi times 10 to the power of negative 7 times 6 times 10 to the power of negative 4 is equals to, in order to find the total of n, is equals to square root of 0.1026 times 10 to the power of negative 3 over 7.5398 times 10 to the power of negative 10. So the total of n is equals to square root of 136.1 times 10 to the power of 3 is equals to 369 terms. So at this point, for the last part, we need to find the di over dt by substituting the values. So di over dt is equals to negative EMF over inductance, or L, equals to negative 12.5 times 10 to the power of negative 3 over 0.285 times 10 to the power of negative 3. So for the total of di over dt is equals to 12.5 over 0.285. For the total substitution is 43.86 A over S. So for the total of all in all, for the problem 2, the total answer is, for the number 1, voltage across the capacitor is 4.52 volts. For the number 2, the number of turns in the solenoid, it has 369 turns. And for the rate of change of current is 43.86 A over S. So to wrap it up, the epsilon 0 is a critical constant in understanding the capacitance and electric fields. Next time you see this symbol, just remember it's what allows the electric fields to form and determines the relationship between charge, voltage, and capacitance. So if you find this video helpful, it is my pleasure to help you. That's all. Thank you.